Support for this program is provided by Sequent Planning, an SEC-registered investment advisor, helping people make informed retirement income decisions. Additional information is available at sequentomaha.com.
South Omaha represents 9% of the Omaha and Council Bluffs population. A majority of the almost 7,000 residents is in their 20s or early 30s, according to the Office of Latino Latin American Studies at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. Good afternoon, I'm Jay Bridgman.
And I'm Phil Lemon. Coming up, the wave of colder weather also brings a wave of people looking for a warm place to sleep. One local homeless shelter is gearing up for the winter workload.
All this and more on the Omaha News.
From the studios of UNO Television, this is the Omaha News, presented by UNO School of Communication.
As the temperature dips, the number of people seeking shelter from the weather rises. Reporter Jack Hoover joins us live at the Siena Francis House to provide a perspective on those helping the homeless.
According to the Open Door mission, around 20,000 people are homeless in Omaha every night. Local shelters like the Siena Francis House, located here at 17th and Nicholas Street, are preparing for an increase in those seeking help during the coming winter months. Winters in Omaha can be brutal. From December to February, the average temperature ranges from 17 to 13 degrees Fahrenheit. Precipitation-wise, the city gets around 31 inches of snow per year. This unpleasant weather means that winter can be one of the hardest seasons of the year for Omaha's homeless shelters.
When the temperature starts to get down where it is today and below 30, we'll have more people who are going to be requesting shelter.
The Siena Francis House is one of the largest homeless shelters in Omaha. Now, regardless of the season, this shelter is the first stop for people who have nowhere else to go.
So we're like the front door service. So when they come in here, we sit and talk with them, find out what their needs are. We give them clothing right away, make sure they have somewhere to sleep.
Last year, the directors of the Siena Francis House and other homeless shelters had to deal with record-setting cold in Omaha. Because of this weather, the Siena Francis House had to accommodate 501 people, while only having around 392 beds. Aside from the problem of finding bedding, having to keep the peace between that many people in one area also becomes an issue.
The bigger challenge, I think, not just to get people settled at night, but more how to help people get along with each other during the daytime hours when they don't go outside.
As a nonprofit, the Siena Francis House is run almost entirely on donations. Those with an interest in helping out these winter months can find more information online at sienafrancis.org. The Siena Francis House maintains an open door policy and houses a residential chemical addiction treatment center, a day services center, an employment training program, and a medical clinic. The shelter is always looking to the support of the community to help the homeless. Jay and Phil, back to you.
Thanks, Jack. The landscape of South Omaha will take on a new look after a plan by nonprofit organization Southside Redevelopment Corporation was recently announced. The redevelopment effort will focus on the Southside Terrace homes, a property of Omaha Housing Authority. The neighborhoods from 27th to 36th Streets and K to Z Streets will also benefit from the project. President of the Highland South Indian Hill Neighborhood Association, Kamara Snipes, says the people will benefit as much as the neighborhood.
It also is an opportunity to get people on the path towards home ownership, to get people put on the path towards what I call high skill, high wage, and high demand employment, not just jobs at packing houses or places that really can't help people move forward.
Snipes also says that this area of Omaha experiences a lot of poverty, and she feels the redevelopment project will give residents an opportunity to improve their neighborhood.
Nestle USA has announced a voluntary recall of various Toll House cookie dough products. According to the Food and Drug Administration, 26 flavors of the dough, including popular holiday flavors, were recalled due to the possible presence of food-grade rubber pieces. The FDA says no injuries or illnesses requiring medical treatment have been reported. Nestle took this action out of an abundance of caution. For now, remember to check your dough before popping it into the oven.
Coming up, a former United States Secretary of Defense visits his old college campus here in Omaha to give his remarks on current events.
Next, college students are getting gung-ho about recycling both at the dorms and in the workplace.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
One of the classes that you definitely need to take is interpersonal communication. This is a class that is designed to help you be a better human. It's not a class where the professor just stands at the front and just lectures. Everybody leaves the class with the belief that they can become better interpersonal communicators in their lives. And really, this class is just a first step.
Benson, where creativity is our culture. Benson's lively atmosphere offers a unique experience. Come enjoy great live music, enjoy a variety of bars, get amazing food from local restaurants, and shop at local businesses. Whatever you do, you won't be disappointed with your experience. Learn more at experiencebenson.com.
Hi there, I'm Jack Zerby, Director of UNO's School of the Arts, and I'm here to talk to you about Theater 1010, Theater Appreciation. Why do we still do theater? Isn't this 2,500-year-old art form antiquated in this age of digital media? If so, why is the first act of many dictators to close the theaters? Well, we're going to find out as we look at the building blocks of drama, production, and how it makes a real impact in today's world.
What I feel coming to UNO is a sense of community, feeling like I had a home, and so I chose UNO because of that. To me, access to exceptional is having a cheerleader in your life, and anybody who has stepped foot in UNO knows that somebody cares about you. School isn't just getting a GPA. To go above and beyond that is what's going to make you an exceptional applicant to a job or a graduate program.
This is the Omaha News.
Recycling is a big issue, not just around the world, but right here in Omaha. One local coffee shop is looking to inspire others by their example.
Over $425,000 was saved from going to the landfill. Coffee houses rank among the most trash-producing establishments in America, and yet they are becoming part of the initiative towards recycling. Grace Ockery says what Sozo Coffee House does to recycle.
We go through a lot of glass bottles from the syrups, plastic bottles from the sauces. We just go through so much stuff.
UNO student Charlie Knopp illustrates how simple it is to make a decision towards recycling.
Recycling is, first of all, it's extremely easy to do. Like, when I finish this cup, I have two options. I can either just throw it in the trash or throw it in a recycling bin. And 95% of the time, the recycling bin is going to be adjacent to the trash.
For Sozo, it comes easy for them when recycling, and one day they hope to inspire other coffee shops to join the initiative.
It stands out because we're just, it feels like just the right thing to do. It doesn't feel like a big decision that we're making. It feels like every coffee shop should, because I'm sure everything they're going through can be recycled as well.
Knopp says that even if you don't recycle, posters or flyers can be used as a reminder to help make the trend towards recycling much easier.
The next time you recycle, the next time you throw, say, a plastic cup in the trash at a party, you're probably going to think twice about it. Just from your subconscious memory, seeing that poster going through Chris Library or going through Mammal Hall.
For the Omaha News, I'm Dan Kingery.
The city of Omaha recently proposed a $4 million bid for processing recyclables that is expected to start in 2021. You can find more on this story on unomahanews.com.
Downtown Omaha is home to some of the city's best art exhibits, and the city wants to show that by celebrating First Fridays in the Old Market on the first Friday of every month. First Fridays has been a monthly event since 2012, and its goal is to promote local art from all around the state of Nebraska. The art trail stretches from 16th and Leavenworth all the way to 11th and Harney, with many galleries having work displayed. Featured artist Barbara Egger says First Fridays is great because it gives patrons the opportunity to meet the artists behind the art.
Some people don't feel comfortable about a gallery, but if they come in and they meet you and they learn a little bit about your art, then they get excited about that.
The entire event is free of charge to anyone, which includes parking and rides on Ollie the Trolley to get to and from different art galleries around the Old Market and other parts of downtown Omaha. Egger stressed the importance of supporting local art and thinks this event will continue to grow.
The former United States Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel was recently on the University of Nebraska Omaha campus. Reporter Harrison Popp is at our live table to tell us more.
With the 2020 presidential race kicking into high gear, Chuck Hagel recently spoke with local high school students to discuss the current unstable political climate and its potential effects on the election. Notable Nebraska native and previous political figure Chuck Hagel asserts that the United States is capable of triggering global uncertainty.
When America is off balance, the world is off balance. And that's just damn dangerous.
Among the global doubt now is the impeachment inquiry toward President Donald Trump.
When it comes to the impeachment word, it's an ugly word to me.
The former United States Secretary of Defense believes that Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats had no choice by initiating the inquiry.
You can't continue for almost 3 years to let a president just run roughshod over the Congress of the United States.
As the inquiry advances through the divided House of Representatives, 2020 presidential candidates gear their campaigns against Trump and toward the Iowa caucuses in February.
Of course, that process will have an impact on the election. I mean, you're already seeing it.
Hagel, a Vietnam veteran with 2 Purple Hearts, foresees a hostile environment until the conclusion of the presidential election next November.
It's going to be some of the worst 13 months I think this country has gone through since World War II.
Additionally, he considers today's America the most vulnerable and the most prone to deception.
This country is so much better than what we're seeing and what our leaders are projecting. We can do it better.
However, Hagel reinforces the nation's development through the centuries.
No generation of Americans has ever failed us.
And he looks forward with confidence.
We'll turn it around.
Chuck Hagel retired from politics in 2013 after serving as a United States Senator for 12 years and as Barack Obama's Secretary of Defense for 2. Jay and Phil, back to you.
Thanks, Harrison. Coming up, we head to Omaha Sports to dive into one athlete's comeback story.
Next, we check in on the men's soccer team after their last home game as they prepare for the Summit League tournament.
All this and more on the Omaha News.
I wish I had someone to help me with my research paper.
The UNO Writing Center. It's a place where you can meet with a trained writing consultant to work on course papers, resumes, cover letters, theses, and dissertations. The UNO Writing Centers are located at Arts and Science 150, Chris Library, and Memo Hall 131.
That sounds great. I'll head there now.
It's that time of year again.
Flu season?
Ugh.
Did you know you can get your flu shot at the UNO Health Center?
But I'm already sick.
Well, the UNO Health Center can make you unsick.
Where are we?
Room 102 of the H&K building. Come here to get your flu shot or help with any health concerns you might have.
Well, thanks. I need all the help I can get.
Social media can be fun, but it can also be a powerful tool. At the UNO Social Media Lab, we work together to advance our understanding of social media and technology on the UNO campus and beyond with research application services such as real-time social media tracking, social media listening, and assistance on how to work with first-party social media tools such as Twitter and Instagram analytics. We have also consulted and collaborated with communities in Nebraska to help them leverage social media to work for their communities.
Hi, my name is Marlena Davidson, and I'm a faculty member in the School of Communication here at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. Many of you might be asking yourself, how does an online public speaking class work? Well, technology has made it possible to craft an online course following the same objectives that we have in our face-to-face class. In the online class, there are videos, quizzes, assignments, and exams, even discussion forums that speak to the core concepts of public speaking. Students record their online speeches in front of their peers, and then they receive feedback. Now, our hope is that students will reduce their anxiety, develop a strong speaking voice, and use dynamic gestures. Hope to see you online.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Omaha Sports. I'm your host, Owen Godberson. As the fall sports season draws to a close, the Omaha men's soccer team played their final home game of the 2019 campaign this past weekend in an effort to keep their hopes of a Summit League regular season championship alive. The Omaha News crew was pitchside to capture the action as the Mavericks played host to Oral Roberts. Needing to get all 3 points, Omaha hosted its first-ranked opponent of the season in conference foe and number 24 ranked Oral Roberts. The Mavericks have struggled for goals this year, only scoring 11 goals in 14 games. Meanwhile, ORU came into this matchup led by strikers Dante Brigida and Reed Berry, who tallied 19 of the visitors' 37 goals of the season. Omaha struggled to create chances from open play, which according to senior midfielder and captain Cole Nelson, was something the Mavs looked to adjust after the first 45 minutes.
It was just a gritty game, and we couldn't get a whole lot going. But when we went into halftime, Coach just told us no matter what the result is, we need to play like a championship team.
It took Omaha 89 minutes to force Oral Roberts' goalkeeper to make a save, and fell in their last home match of the season 3-0. The first 2 goals came in the opening half, the first being scored by Brigida inside the first 5 minutes, followed by Berry in the 22nd to double the advantage. And while the Mavericks wrapped up their season here at Caniglia, they still have one more non-conference game to go at San Diego State before starting the Summit League tournament, something that Ugo Tritz is very much looking forward to in his last couple of games in an Omaha jersey.
I mean, our season is not done at all, and I want the guys to know that, we want to have a mentality like we're not done, and every game is a final.
The Summit League season is not done, however. Oral Roberts, Denver, Eastern Illinois, Western Illinois, and Purdue-Fort Wayne all have one more match to play, leaving Omaha unsure of who they'll be looking to launch their title hopes against in the first round of the tournament come next week. The loss this weekend was Omaha's 8th of the season and their 2nd in conference play. You can tune into the Mavericks Summit League tournament first round matchup live on mavradio.fm next week on November 14th. It was an emotional day at Caniglia Field last Saturday as 6 Omaha men's soccer players played their final home game. Billy Hoffman has been with the men's soccer program since 2017 and appeared in 11 games last season, scoring 1 goal against Denver and ultimately named to the Summit League All-Tournament team. Although it's his last time stepping on the pitch at Caniglia, his time playing for UNO isn't quite finished yet.
Right now, it's always sad to leave this field. It's a great place to play. Training here every day is fun. But this isn't the last time for us. Right now we have a couple more weeks of practice. We have a game in San Diego, which will be fun, and then the Summit League tournaments.
The excitement around this group was evident during the celebration of Hoffman and his fellow seniors Marcos Batista, Seth Rinderneck, Cole Nelson, Ugo Tritz, and Pep Mateo. Although this season hasn't been the fairy tale ending he had anticipated, the Colorado native looks to finish his time in Omaha strong and make one last run at the conference title. Transitioning from the pitch to the diamond, a familiar face has been added to the UNO baseball team. Reporter Jay Bridgman reveals the story of a former UNO athlete whose life came crashing down around him and how he found his way back to baseball.
I don't care about alcohol or drugs enough to just sit in this room with these people. I didn't want to be 65, 70 in and out of jail for my entire life.
Everyone has a past, but few are subject to second chances. For UNO baseball player Adam Gadsden, his second chance came after the harsh reality of the consequences of his actions. Gadsden joined the UNO baseball team in 2016. The talented second baseman had a bright future ahead and was looking to help the team have a successful season. However, Adam's path took a turn for the worst when the college party scene took over his life.
I ended up getting my first DUI. That really didn't throw me off my path. I continued to do the same old partying, drinking way too much, doing a lot of drugs.
Adam's lifestyle had completely changed from healthy star baseball player to being dependent on drugs and alcohol. In May of 2018, Adam received his second DUI and was arrested. His grandmother bailed him out of jail, and when he tried to pay her back, she preferred to be paid in a different way.
All you have to do, you pay me back over time, but all you have to do is go to this 808 college community type thing. So I ended up going and kind of gave my life to Jesus at that point. I stayed sober.
Adam, who was kicked off of the baseball team and dropped out of school, re-enrolled as a full-time student and worked a full-time job. Gadsden successfully completed his mandatory sobriety program, passing every one of his drug tests. Adam's life began to slowly turn around. That's when he got an unexpected call.
They initially called me. I thought it was because I didn't turn my jerseys in, and I thought they needed my jerseys.
Little did Adam know, head coach of the UNO baseball team, Evan Porter, was calling to give him a second chance. Impressed with his determination to turn his life around, Porter addressed the team about the possibility of putting Adam back on the team.
There was no hesitation and no, anything at all that would point to it being a strange dynamic for the team. I already knew the type of person Adam is. I know he's, if he does something, he's going 100%. And maybe that's hurt him in the past with some things, but he's gotten through it, and he's done such a good job of staying the course.
Adam is thankful for his second chance, not only in baseball, but in life.
All the work and time they put into me, and then I screw it up. I definitely feel like I don't deserve it, and it's just honestly just grace. I mean, it's amazing.
Gadsden has been completely sober for a whole year and will be seen this spring season suiting up for the UNO baseball team as they look to defend their Summit League crown. That's all we have for Maverick Athletics this week. Jay, Phil, back to you.
Thanks, Owen. Coming up, a local support group for minority faculty professors is making a difference.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
College student struggling to find your next meal? You are not alone.
A recent Temple University survey of 43,000 college students found that 36% are considered food insecure. If you find yourself among this group, contact the Maverick Food Pantry.
Located in room 130 in the Community Engagement Center, the Maverick Food Pantry offers packages with 2 days worth of non-perishable items.
For more information, search Maverick Food Pantry at unomaha.edu. At UNO, we are a family.
And Mavericks take care of each other.
There is a spark inside every one of us that seeks to create and express ourselves. A spark that burns with the desire to capture our imagination into reality. And there is a place where that spark can grow. 13th Floor Magazine. We are not just for writers. Join us and share your passion with the world.
Coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Faded press to a full.
The Coneco Library recently introduced the Great Minds Lecture Series, where they recognize pioneers creating milestones in their respective career field.
The Great Minds Lecture Series is one of 4 Coneco's core programs where it celebrates the innovative ideas that influence our society. Education and Public Program Coordinator Catherine Scarpello said, for the first lecture topic, Madama Butterfly, The Suicide at Stays News, focuses on the opera coming to the Hollins Arts Center with production by founder June Coneco.
So June Coneco, our founder, designed 3 operas, one of which being Madama Butterfly, and it is kind of doing a revival this weekend. So knowing that that was coming up, we really wanted to have one of the Great Minds Lecture Series be cohesive with opera opening.
The Great Minds Lecture Series is also cohesive to Coneco's Influence exhibit, where it highlights different artists that have either taught June Coneco about ceramics or whom he taught himself about operas. Scarpello hopes what audiences take away from the lecture series is using creativity in their own way.
So that's really what I'm hoping people can watch this, say, wow, that's really interesting how that goes with this and how June did this, and this process that is so collaborative and just mind-boggling that they can get inspired to do something themselves.
The Great Minds Lecture Series on Madama Butterfly will take place at 7 p.m. November 5th. From the Omaha News, I'm Elle Love.
The Coneco Influence exhibit runs until August 20th, 2020, celebrating their 10-year anniversary and their creative influence in the Omaha area. You can find more on the unomahanews.com.
A new minority faculty support group created by a UNO professor had its first meeting recently on Dodge campus, with different areas of focus such as teaching, research, social, and leadership. A 2017 study from the National Center for Education Statistics shows that faculty of color make up around 20 to 27%, while white post-secondary educators make up 70 to 80% total.
I reflected more deeply about my experiences and perhaps what may, other faculties may be experiencing as well, and how we can come together to provide that community so that each and every one of us can succeed and thrive as an academic at UNO.
With the meetings at Roskins Hall, the objective is to provide mentorship, offer teaching collaboration, and create various program initiatives based on the needs of faculty of color at UNO. Dr. Eskai hopes to eventually have a center dedicated to this type of support on campus. A collaborative project launched a dozen bottles of wine up to the International Space Station this past weekend. A rocket in Virginia blasted off from a NASA launch pad in Virginia, sending the Bordeaux wines into space among 3,700 kilograms of research and supply cargo. The takeoff was part of a project involving several universities that intend to examine how space conditions affect the wine's aging. A NASA spokesperson said the wines will be stored in the ISS at 18 degrees Celsius for 1 year before being returned to Earth. The experiment could offer insight into long-term supply storage and help agricultural storage adapt to climate change.
That's all we have for today. Join us next week for more exciting stories on your community.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at UNO The Omaha News, or find our website for even more news and stories at unomahanews.com.
From all of us here at UNO Television, thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.
Support for this program is provided by Sequent Planning, an SEC-registered investment advisor, helping people make informed retirement income decisions. Additional information is available at sequentomaha.com.
When a child is fighting cancer, the Love Your Melon UNO campus crew is there. We believe in a simple positive impact by visiting these children and doing volunteer work around the community.
Being able to work with people, do volunteering, and helping those that really need it is a really big draw for me.
Please visit our social media or loveyourmelon.com for more information.
Lyle, calm down.
For over a century, the Child Saving Institute has been responding to the cry of a child, helping children and their families in all sorts of circumstances, through pregnancy counseling, to early childhood education, and family therapy, to foster parenting. The Child Saving Institute is here to make sure we give children from infants to young adults the best childhood possible. Child Saving Institute, where childhood matters, we make a difference.
Through UNO, I have had access to lifelong friendships. My best friend to this day, I met on the first day of sorority recruitment. I met more friends that first day of recruitment than I think I've probably ever made in my life. In your backyard is Exarban Village. Just because it's summer, not everybody is packing up and going home. Since it is a metropolitan university, you have Omaha right at your doorstep.